It is the Riot Podcast. Happy Thursday to you, the first full day of the fundraiser that we just went through.
It's weird not having Isaia here.
Yeah, right.
He will not be a part of the podcast.
Who's going to guide us through?
We'll have to do it ourselves.
Yeah. You know, I was going to say, I know he appears a time or two.
Oh, sure.
In probably most of these, especially today where we talk about Jim, Isaiah's dog. This was back before Jim got fixed. And so he was expressing himself in unique ways. Actually, not that unique. Pretty normal for a dog. But yeah, he was getting some stuff out at the dog park. And it was frowned upon.
Well, yeah, that one's the... You know, it's bad because we have just such a history with Jim, with hearing about him. Because I feel like we hear a lot of the bad things, and I remember like, oh, it used to be way worse.
Yeah, that's right. It's more few and far between now.
Sure.
I'm sure Jim just does how dogs are, the little things that drive you nuts. But it sounds like he hasn't been as much of a handful since he did get the snip. So that's in the podcast today. We also talk about more pet talk, how many people bathe with their pets, and about how vitamins don't work.
Well, that's something there.
So there you go. Some, I don't know if that's motivation or what for your Thursday.
We will throw in some extras for this podcast today. Thank you for understanding that our podcast will be shorter for the next few days because we're doing our spring fundraiser for RadioU. RadioU, we're the Riot on RadioU, and our podcast is funded by RadioU. So if you want to help support and maybe give a few dollars to keep our podcast going and having a chance to expand that even more, please check out RadioU.com. And when you donate, in the comment section towards the end, put that you're a podcast listener, and we'll give you a shout out and thank you for giving.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Donate at RadioU.com. It is The Riot.
You almost missed hearing this one. We just couldn't let that happen. The Worst of the Riot, RadioU.
Isaia, you shared this story. Would you like to share your findings with the class here? I'm impartial. No, I am partial on this subject. So I can't be a neutral party.
Oh, because you met your wife with a dating app.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
No way.
Yeah. And,
really?
Yeah, I did.
I've never used a dating app.
What?
I wouldn't even really know how to get
it's
around
obvious
it.
with you just probably walk out the door. And
he doesn't need to.
I've never used one. I've never downloaded one. I don't even know how they work.
You never had need to,
I know.
unlike me.
Hey, so what the study finds here is that if you've used a dating app, you might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Because it says there's a higher rate of people who have used a dating app and gotten married to the person they met, the higher rate of divorce. Which isn't what Hudson wants to hear this morning.
No, I do not.
They say that if you found your significant other with a dating app, there's a higher chance that 12% of couples get divorced within the first 3 years of marriage.
Well, we beat the odds because we've already made it past 3 years.
Compared to if you just surveyed, like people who've been just married 3 years but didn't meet that way, that's normally at 2%.
Yeah, so that's not good news for the dating app life. I've heard theorizing on this before that if you use a dating app, you treat dating you have the tendency to potentially treat dating more as you're always looking for the next upgrade kind of thing. Because you always know, you just go on the dating app and there's more people out there. There's always somebody. So people that if you meet somebody on a dating app and no matter how well the relationship is going, you might have a tendency to go back, especially during a rough patch, and be like, well, there's always someone else out there on the dating app, so I'm just going to start flipping through again.
Start swiping again.
Yeah, so they just always go back to it. They find, though, that people breaking up and stuff, if you got together in school, there's about an 8% chance, 7% if you met at work. So it seems like breaking up is still everywhere.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us. I always do you know the dating, what do they say? The divorce rate is like 50%, right? I always thought, if it's 50%, why don't you just marry someone, divorce them, and then just get married the second time? Then you're good to go.
It's less?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just get
I don't
your
know if
divorce
that's how
out
it
of the
works.
way.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Most of my friends are still together, but I remember the one when they broke up 3 months.
Oh yeah.
After the big day.
Did they meet on a dating app?
No, and it was just like, dude, why'd you guys?
Why'd you guys go through all that?
And I was so bad. I was like, I got you a present.
I got you a gift and everything.
I want a refund.
I know, give it back.
But I'm not giving back the food that I ate during the reception.
Wow, they just say that, from that, it might be just something to know.
Maybe
Don't
you just
worry
need to
about
be
it.
extra sure if you're. Well, you should be extra sure anyways, but maybe have one more ounce of caution before you marry somebody, especially off of a dating app.
That's good. Good advice from
That's
Hudson.
great
Yeah.
advice.
Good
Yeah, maybe
advice.
just be extra sure. Like, I don't know. Maybe just be a little bit more sure, and then it might work out.
Do you,
And
do you
if you're together with someone, why don't you make an effort to decide that everybody then removes the dating apps
Yes.
from their
Yeah.
phones?
That's
Make
because
sure we
big
delete
one.
those.
you don't need to go back and meet anybody else.
No,
Yeah.
you do not. So, there we go. Relationship advice.
There's no fresh by date because it was spoiled when they made it. Worst of the Riot, Radio U.
Nikki, is this the new Apple? What is it? It's an Apple thing. So I just want you to tell me.
Well, they were announcing yesterday, they had the details that depending on which state that you're in, your Apple wallet can now or will be able to hold your driver's license.
Yeah, I'm seeing the list. Ohio and Oklahoma are both on there. Colorado, Mississippi, Georgia. Yeah, there's a few.
Connecticut,
So, yeah.
Kentucky. You got to give the whole list.
Let's just go through the whole
Maryland,
thing. Yeah.
Oklahoma, Utah, and Puerto Rico.
Okay, so so what do? You get your driver's license in your phone?
Yeah, so on your Apple Wallet, which can have like your other Apple Wallet stuff.
Uh-huh.
So like movie tickets and your
Like other thing you would have in your real wallet?
yeah, and your credit cards and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And so instead of having to carry your driver's license, your state would recognize if you showed your driver's license through your Apple Wallet.
Uh-huh. Okay. So are you going to throw your driver's license in the garbage then?
I don't know what you do with it then. You just keep it at home. I just love not having to carry around
You sell it to somebody so they can use it for a fake?
Don't make it nefarious. But they're saying that certain states like Delaware, Florida, and Louisiana, they already offer a digital ID app for their own state.
Yeah, but that's not Apple.
And it could work with Apple on Wallet app for integration, but they have not partnered yet with those states. So instead, the ones that were announced yesterday, you'll be able to, again, partner and put your driver's license on your Apple Wallet.
So what's the point?
Is it just that it's a digital wallet? So instead of you carrying around a real wallet, you don't have to carry stuff.
But so you're going to stop carrying your real wallet?
Not officially, not yet. Come on, Hudson, just say this sounds great. You're
So
just supposed to be
now it
excited about
But now it
it.
sounds like I got to carry two wallets.
You
It's just
don't.
one is a digital one.
You already have your phone with you.
And I already have my wallet with me.
Oh my gosh, this is not for you.
And you know you're going to get somewhere where you need to use your ID, and it's going to be some person who has no clue, and they're going to be like, this is a phone,
Yeah.
you know? So
Actually,
is
that
this really more convenient?
It's kind of similar to like if your state accepts your car insurance, like showing that sort of information digitally. So they say
That's actually a good point. I've always had my insurance ID on my phone. Fortunately, it's never come up where I've actually needed it. So
well, it depends on which states you're in. Will they acknowledge it that way? But they say they look forward to working with a lot more states and more importantly, also the TSA. So that way, if you bring your digital ID in your phone wallet, they'll accept what you're doing and you can use it that way.
So it says that, do they accept it at TSA now or just at some airports or what?
For those states, they should be able to, but I think with traveling, I'd still bring something.
Right. So it's kind of pointless.
Okay. You know what? Negative Hudson can go in the corner over there.
I mean, it really doesn't help me. It's an Apple thing. Let me know when they have a Samsung or a Google one, and I still won't use it because I don't trust it, and it's not helpful.
I was very excited when I saw the news of this yesterday.
Well, I'm not saying you can't do it.
And then now you're stepping all over it. So
What
it
do you
was
mean?
Apple announced their iPhone driver's license. So that'll come soon to those 11 states that we mentioned.
Did you say you can use it on your watch?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah? That's kind of cool.
Or is there something cool about this?
It's a little cool.
A little cool.
Is it actually helpful, useful? I don't know, but is it
kinda
cool to just
cool.
flash your ID on your watch? It makes you kind of feel like a spy or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, well, let me know how it works for you.
I will. I'll tell you.
Some talking, a little bit of yelling, and a whole lot of eating. The Riot, Radio U.
Isaia is coming in, I believe, in a moment.
Move quick.
Yeah, come on. Don't you want to
coming.
talk about your dog?
No.
Oh, is there an update? What do we got?
Well, I feel that every update we get from Isaiah is just where his dog is peeing and pooping lately. So
Everywhere in my house.
Don't shame Jim, his dog, like that.
he's not listening.
Well, you
Do you
never
leave the
know.
radio on for Jim when you?
No.
You don't.
Dead silence for
What?
Jim.
Oh, no wonder he's pooping and peeing.
It's a
on
good time for him
everything.
to just kind of recollect and think about all the bad things that he's done throughout the day.
Oh, I don't know if it's working though.
Maybe he'd be more comforted if he heard you and knew and had some music to keep him entertained during the day.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he's a big sleeper too. He just loves to sleep, so I'm sure he's just sleeping right now, probably.
Yeah, and you'd be keeping him awake.
I don't know.
Exactly.
If you were
Maybe he's just
talking.
crying at home in his new
No,
bed.
he would never.
There have been studies showed. I used to play. My dog is no longer with us.
Oh.
But Snickers used to always like to listen to the radio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you might as well leave it on for him.
RadioU.
Yeah,
Of
well,
course.
it's me, so he can
Yeah.
hear me in the morning.
Oh,
That
there
makes
you go.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a study here. It is conducted by One Poll. It's all about pet stuff, and I wanted to ask you guys if you are one of the 1 in 20 that will take a bath with your pet.
Oh, good question. Good question.
Are
So
we talking like a bath or a?
I would consider
Are
a
you
shower would be
showering
included,
at the
right?
same time?
Yeah.
I
Do you?
have.
You have?
Yeah.
Routinely or?
No. So Jim would do this thing when I was living in Kentucky when I was by myself, where he hated when I got in the shower. He hated it.
Oh, no.
And he's still to this day, if I get in the shower and I leave the door open, he will just peek his head in, right? And because
just to
he'll sit
see.
and he just wants to like be there because he cannot be by himself.
Oh.
And so one time I kept on, he was crying. I kept on pushing him, like, Jim, like, why are you like trying to get in here? This makes no sense. And I finally just was like, you know what? If you want in here so bad, just get in. Just get in. So I just grabbed him. I was like, get in the shower. And so then he just stood there, just let the water hit him and just kind of like ate the water. And that was the only time that he's ever gotten in there just because I got so fed up with him just like crying, trying to get in. So I was like, you know what? You want in here so bad, just stand behind me, whatever. I don't care. It's fine. And that's the only time.
I just love imagining you just yelling at your dog.
Literally. I'm like, you want in? You really want in here that bad? I'm like, come on in. It's so great. Come
So
here.
now, is this like to save time? So you shower and then you give your pets a shower, like a bath?
See, they don't really specify, but that's what I was thinking because I was going
Yeah.
to admit that for my dog doesn't shower or bathe as often as I do. But if ever my dog does need a shower, I will just hop in the shower with her and just knock it all out at once because now you have to think with my dog too. One, I don't have a bathtub. So it's not like I can put her in the bathtub and then bathe her while I sit out. So I have to actually bring her into the shower, and she's so big, like I have to be in there and wash her anyway. So
She can't do it herself.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
can't. She's not that capable, and she hates water. So the shower is it's a battle to get her in there, and taking off your clothes to get in the shower, and then she's got her claws everywhere. It can be a dangerous proposition. I'll tell you that. But nevertheless, you got to do what you got to do for your dog.
Yeah.
I like this article because at some points in the article, it's almost like they're trying to shame you. Like,
Yeah.
because you're just trying to give your dog a bath. And then the
Yeah.
other times they're like, no, everybody does it.
It also says that 1 in 5 people share meals with their pets.
With their dogs.
And let's see, 97% say they always let their pet lick or kiss them.
I'm a part of that 3% then, because there's
You
no
don't like-
chance.
What?
No.
I guess if your dog is pooping everywhere and you never want to think about it. You
Well,
never want to think about where their mouth has been.
You're
when
supposed
they
to be
do
pretty
kiss you.
careful with that because then you read like the terrible stories of you had an open cut and
Yeah.
like now you've lost your arm or something
Yes.
like that. So you just want to be careful. But yeah, sharing the food thing, totally.
Yeah.
No,
if you're-
I'm not so much on that either.
You don't share
What do you
food.
mean?
Jim doesn't eat human food because
He doesn't?
because he cries so much. He's always cried like whenever I've been eating because he wants my food so bad and like has been whining. So I can't even imagine how he would act
If
if
he
he
had
ever
it.
actually tasted it. Because right now he
yeah.
acts crazy as is just because I know he can smell it and he's obsessed with food. And so if I gave him the food, I just know he would want it that much more.
And it probably
Now,
make him more aggressive in the
there's-
future. of
Exactly.
when
There's
we're
nothing
eating.
wrong with this, but have you taken Jim to a doggy doctor?
No.
Like a doggy psychiatrist?
He
who
needs
can
to go
look through
somewhere.
Some
Yeah.
of these issues.
He might need some therapy.
I'm not sure exactly what's wrong with that thing, but he seems to be happy. I mean, he never stops wagging his tail. That's what's important, right?
What's hard is, everybody's pets have these quirks, but you're like, but I love you so much.
Yeah.
But he's so good though. Outside, like when he poops in the house, whines for food, jumps in the shower, eats his own poop, all that stuff.
Oh, he
It's
sounds like
okay.
a joy.
Yeah, he's such
doesn't
a
he?
great dog.
And he costs all kinds of money to
Oh,
take
yeah.
care of.
Yeah, so
It's
he's
all worth
a
it,
good
isn't
boy.
it?
So
He's
wait,
a great boy.
what type of dog is Jim again?
He's a Basset Hound. I would not recommend.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just want to mark that down.
He's
That's
super
never
cute.
what I want.
Super cute. He has really big ears, but he is just a terror in my house.
He's
Oh,
a
no wonder.
handful.
He can't hear you tell him
No,
to stop
yeah.
being
It's
in the
covered. They're
house.
covered. They're so
Yeah.
big you can't hear.
Maybe if you put the show on and he heard you talking about him,
Oh, he'd be
it
shamed.
might,
Oh,
might
man.
make him think about things a little differently.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
Get a load of this. We have a guy. His name is Jerry Leon Blankenship.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, I guess he got married. He was a member of the U.S. Navy, and he wound up deserting the Navy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. But here's what he did. So, if you desert the Navy, that's going to come up to get you at some point, right? Because they're going to find you, and that's, you can't just go AWOL, which is exactly what he did. So he was in he met this woman. He started a relationship with her. She suggested, because he had gone AWOL, she's like, you're going to get caught. You got to do something.
You turn yourself in?
No.
What'd she suggest
Why would we
then?
be talking about that?
Because that seems like what you would do if you want to figure it out.
Yeah, but then it would have been in the news. So she told him, she said, here, use the identity of the father of my child.
Oh, okay.
So she
made it
gives him
worse.
like his, his social security number and like all the information that she would have from him that would make Blankenship, which is the guy's real name,
Yeah.
able to assume this other identity. And that was in the 80s. Since then, so this has gone on for years. He has been living under this other name. During that time, he, like I said, he was married at first. He met the estranged daughter of his first wife from another man, not his daughter, but the estranged daughter of his former wife. He gets into a relationship with her.
Stop it. Can't
They-
follow.
They move. They settle in Newport, Tennessee. It looks like, where they raised 3 children. They built a home repair business together. So everything seems fine.
Yeah.
But he's still living under this fake name. That is until very recently
He got found out.
when he was found out. You know how he got caught?
It's usually like someone made a TikTok. It was social media.
It was actually
It was a daughter or a son of his.
no. They're kind of sticking up for him. They're like, he's an honest man. Besides that, he faked his name for 40 years.
And that he was AWOL.
Yeah, but it actually was when he went to get his COVID-19 vaccine. Yeah, I guess something didn't match up with the IDs exactly, because, I guess he didn't have, all this time, he didn't have an actual ID maybe. I don't know. But when he went to get his COVID-19 vaccine, that's what brought it all down.
It came crashing
40
down.
years. Goes down the drain, and now Jerry Leon Blankenship, now 65 years old, has been found out.
So at some point, though, is there like a statute of limitations
Yeah,
to where
right.
like, hey, if you manage to evade everybody for 20 or 40 years, we're mad at you, but yet you don't get in trouble, or is he going to be in jail?
Yeah, I don't know. They don't really say about exactly what the charges are. Although you do have to consider he still assumed somebody else's identity, so that's still a crime, right? I think, and so that is something he's been continually doing for about 40 years. So I would think there'd be some kind of repercussions from that. But as far as the military stuff goes, I don't know. Do they just let stuff go after 40 years? They're just like, what, we're going to have you come back and fight at 65 years old or whatever?
No, we need him. We still.
You're going to patrol or whatever? I don't know what you could bring him back to do. Does he get like a trial or something? I don't know.
still love the quote you were saying with the daughter saying, Daddy has always been an incredible, faithful, caring, and honest man. Yeah. Minus the whole lying that he did. He's an outstanding citizen.
Apparently, it seems to me that she didn't even know, too.
Oh, how deep it went.
His daughter and his the woman he wound up getting together with, which was would that be his stepdaughter?
I don't even want to know. But he's an honest and faithful man.
Yes, right. Well,
Nothing's worse than finding out that your family has a lot of messiness in it. But I guess
even your name as your like that daughter, her name is a lie, I guess. So, man, that's a lot to take in.
We'll have to see, but just remember, no matter what happens, eventually it gets found out.
It does. It will be brought to the light.
Why are Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah always eating on the show? The more we feed them, the less they talk. The Riot. Radio U.
Isaiah, we hear that Jim is having some issues.
Yeah, you have to.
His dog.
My dog,
his
Jim.
dog.
Because every time people are like, is that your brother?
Is that your dad?
Is that your roommate?
Your uncle?
It's like, no, Jim is his dog.
My dog. Yeah, Jim, yet again, is having some problems. So I take Jim every single day to the dog park. We go after I get off
nice
work.
of you.
We go to the dog
nice.
park every single day around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We head straight there, and he loves the dog park. He's a super social dog. But as he's gotten older, he's gotten some bad habits. And it started this week, and I've never seen him do this before, ever in my life. But starting on Monday, and like I said, we've gone every day, the past 4 days consecutively, he is on a streak of where I take him to the dog park, and he starts humping another dog every single day. And Jim is one of those dogs, too, that, like, if he wants to do something,
He's not going to stop.
it doesn't matter
no.
what you say. I can be like, Jim, no, Jim, no, Jim, no. He will just continue to do it. And after so many times, the past 4 days, every single time, I've just had to pick him up, and we've just had to leave.
Oh, no.
Because it's embarrassing
Yeah,
for me.
of course.
Because I've got the humping dog in here, and he already looks goofy because he's like a super long, skinny wiener dog, and he's like the smallest dog in the large dog area. And so when he comes in there, everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, he's so cute and whatnot." And then 5 minutes in, he's just doing his thing, and everybody else is laughing because he looks so goofy doing it.
No.
Like normally, if a dog's humping in there, they're like, "What the heck is that dog doing?" Like people get kind of upset.
Yeah.
When Jim does it, everybody's just laughing because he looks so goofy.
There's
And
nothing
so you're
else
so
you can
embarrassed
do.
and you leave.
Yes. And
That's
so-
the worst because it's just like, stop it.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, dude, I can only push you off of the same dog so many times, and I'm apologizing to people in there. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, he doesn't do this. It's what I was saying early in the week. By Thursday, I was like, he does this every day.
Yeah.
Every day he does this. I don't know what his problem is. It's not me. It's him. I don't know.
He's
Well, I
developed
wonder-
a reputation.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
wonder why he has just picked this up, and I
don't know.
I'm not Googling that for you. We're not looking
No.
into that. But do you think you tell him today, like, you're not going to the dog park because of your behavior the rest of this week?
See, I would not take him, but it's just so nice because he gets so much energy out. And that's why I get mad at him every
Well,
day.
that's
Because
the energy.
Yeah, I know,
That's
right? Because we have to leave early. And I'm like, you were running around and stuff. I'm like, I'm trying to get all your energy out so that when we go home, like, you'll just chill out. So if you would stop doing this, we could hang out even longer, you know?
I like how you try to reason with your dog.
I do.
You're like,
It
do you
doesn't
understand
work.
we could stay longer at the bark park if you just stop it?
Exactly.
Yep,
Yesterday, we got in the car. I put him in the back seat, and I was like, Jim, I was like, you're embarrassing me. I was like, you're literally embarrassing me. It's just me and him in the car. I'm just like, been doing this every single day. I'm like, you're embarrassing me out in front of people. I have to pick you up and carry you out. I was like, this is a bad look for us, Jim. That's a bad look.
Pretty soon you're going to have to go to another bark park.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's good is because I come at the same time every day, but nobody else is like as frequent as we are.
Oh, yeah.
And so we haven't had any like run-ins
Repeats?
where any repeats yet.
Yeah.
So once we have a repeat, we got to get a new
That's
dog
it.
park.
Yeah.
Why don't
gotta
you
find
take
a new
him?
one.
Maybe he should go in the smaller doggy park.
See, I
What?
feel like that'd be even worse.
That sounds like a really bad
No,
idea.
because maybe he's doing this to try to intimidate because
Could be.
he is the smallest dog
Maybe.
in that
Could be.
park. So maybe he's feeling scared and threatened.
Yes.
And so maybe if he was in the smaller dog park or you start him off there, maybe he won't feel that way.
Yeah, because he's definitely the smallest dog in there. The weird thing is he's the smallest dog, but it's not like his body. It's just his shortness. Like his height is the only thing keeping him from being the same size as everybody else
Sure.
because he has such little legs. Because his body is the same size as everyone. He's just shorter, which makes it that much funnier whenever he's doing this. We get tons of comments. Everyone's like, you're too short to ride that ride, buddy. And it's like, girls don't like short guys. Like all these jokes, everybody's cracking. And my face is all red. I'm like chasing him around this huge dog park, trying to push him off dogs. And I look like a crazy person who can't control my dog, which is accurate.
Yeah, I guess you are, huh?
Jim has these things that he's working through.
There's just so many behavior problems. It's actually unreal.
You get You get one taken care of, and he finds a new one.
It's another one.
Yeah.
It's one thing after that. I'm like, oh, he won't stop peeing in the house. And I'm like, oh, he won't stop humping other dogs. It's every morning I come in here and I'm like, well, Jim did this, Jim did that, and it's just terrible.
My favorite is still when he poops in the bed.
Oh my gosh! And the other thing is, I was gonna say this morning too. Is I think Jim knows when I'm running behind in the morning, because if I'm running behind, he just decides, you know what? Since we're running behind, I'm just gonna pee inside this morning. Just give him another thing to do, which is what happened today. Literally this morning, I get in this. We do the same routine every day. I get in the shower. He hangs out in my bedroom while I'm like getting ready and stuff. I come in. I feed him like super early in the morning. I let him out, bring him back in, and I leave. Same thing every day. I get in the shower today, go get his food, get dressed. I come back in there. And the worst part was I didn't even know. I give him his food. I'm like, oh, Jim, good boy, bud. Go ahead and eat. No. I round the corner. I am fully dressed, sock. Just straight in urine. I'm like, I changed the sock. My foot's all wet. I didn't have the time. I didn't have the time to wash my foot, so my shoe probably smells terrible. So that was just another great thing about me this morning.
God.
You know, Jim loves you.
I know.
He does. I think he's like, no,
he's so
let me just
great.
bug you.
He's such a good dog.
You need to replace the bad habits with. You got to find something. You know how you, if you smoke or something, you give it up. You start chewing sunflower seeds or something.
Yeah.
You got to give Jim some sunflower seeds.
I got to do something to get him off these really bad habits and just some minor ones, you know?
Right, something you can deal with.
The humping in the dog park's got to go. It's got to go. Like, we can't even show our face here in a couple weeks. Like, we won't be able to go.
Well, that one, at least that's easy to stop. You just stop taking him to the dog.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you know what? We just staying home. We staying home in the afternoon. You can be crazy here.
But then we never learn, so you got to take him out
We got to teach him. We got to teach him. As you can tell, I'm a great teacher so far.
Yeah.
Great dog dad.
Nailed it.
You know what? No one's blaming you.
Yeah.
All right? We're blaming
It's the dog.
Jim.
It's not me. Clearly, it's not me. It's just him.
There's no fresh by date because it was spoiled when they made it. Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
So when you think about great white sharks, you usually think like picture a great white shark in your head.
Yeah.
An attack.
Yeah.
How many are there?
Usually just one.
Yeah, that's what you think, right?
Yeah.
I guess when they attack a person, it's usually one. But researchers have now found out that great white sharks don't go it alone. They're not a lone wolf type of deal. They have a soft side.
They have shark friends?
They make shark friends.
Really?
Finding Nemo was real.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea.
This is it's new research where they found from Florida, they were tracking great white sharks and found that they basically will form friendships over time where a bunch of sharks will start running together. The reason they believe that they do that is so that some of the lesser great white sharks can take advantage of the better great white shark's hunting ability.
To kind of tag along?
Yeah, so similar to how I have so many hangers on because of my success, the biggest great white shark will get a bunch of people, yeah, it definitely is. People mooching off of me.
Yeah.
That's what the great white sharks do as well.
They're just is that everybody behind you right now following in your footsteps?
Just hoping for a handout from me.
Yeah. So they, they gather together. They're not as solo as you think they would be.
It looks like they gather, especially seasonally, because they're in some places, like, for example, they say Guadalupe Island, which is off of the coast of Mexico, I believe. The seals will, there's different times where there's more baby seals and stuff like that. So that's better for the sharks. So they will meet at that point. And then it sounds like they kind of split off into their little groups, into their little cliques.
Let me tell you, if you accidentally came upon one shark, I'd be scared enough.
That's bad enough, yeah.
You find out, you're like, wait, you have friends? I don't want to even go there. I don't want to know.
What did they say?
That's bad too. I can't make any new friends, but a shark can.
Yeah, right. Well, you need to start hunting some seals.
Apparently.
Showing your dominance.
I need to.
Yeah, then people will start following you around. You'll have no choice but to have friends.
I didn't know this about sharks. That is interesting.
Yeah, it's frightening, isn't it?
Very.
Well, now you know, so just watch out. If you're going to go face to face with a shark, you're going to need a posse with you.
Because there might be more shark friends around.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. No notes. The Riot on Radio U.
Feel like that was a good warning. If you don't have anything nice to say, guys, as we talk about something between you two, let's watch what we say.
We're always cordial.
Just making sure.
And it's all in good fun, but I think we should preface this by saying we're not doctors. or nutritionists. We don't have any medical training whatsoever.
Yeah, but we read things.
We know what we're doing. Listen to me, all right? Just listen.
Articles.
You listen here, and you take it with a grain of salt, what I'm about to say.
500 pages of research.
Yes.
We spent a weekend on.
I have briefly read this article.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to tell you exactly what it's telling you.
I'm ready
Vitamins
to tell you
don't
the
work.
highlights.
That's what it's telling you.
Now that's a big bomb to drop because I know like right around this time everybody starts to like pretend like that's going to help us during the cold and flu season.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so you go out, you go buy a multivitamin, and you just think like, that's it, I'm covered.
And as if you're actually going to remember to take that every day anyways.
Well, maybe I thought you just had to buy it. You don't
You
actually
just buy
have
it.
to.
Just the fact that it sits in your cabinet is
You're
enough.
protected.
That's the protection. Well, of course, if you do that, it's not going to do anything for you. But I have some research here, a story, and it is from USA Today, where they were talking to, who is the doctor's name? I just want to make sure I give him credit so you know it's not just us saying this.
Isn't it Dr. Michael Dignault?
There we go. I'll take your word on that because I lost it in the article. But basically, they were talking to this doctor and asking if you get a cold or a flu, which vitamins, if any, or supplements actually will help you fight the cold or flu and make it shorter and more bearable for
Because
you.
you don't want to go to the doctor.
No. Because we're not going to the doctor.
We're
We can
not
do it
going to-
ourselves.
You don't want to go to the doctor. You don't want to stay home from work, even though you do, but you don't want to call out from work.
And so you're like, well, that's it. I have to go get something. So they say that like vitamins don't work, or what's the trick to it?
Let's start with zinc. So when it comes to zinc, that's one of the popular ones because if you get like Zicam, that's zinc. Like some things are just zinc tablets and stuff like that. And that's one that when just the common cold, you're supposed to take zinc, right? Well, scientific studies, according to this, consistently show that taking zinc acetate lozenges, which again, I think that's Zicam or whatever, they reduce the duration of a cold by 2 to 4 days.
Oh, they're good.
If you start within 24 hours of your first symptoms.
Well, you don't even know then.
Well, I mean, you can tell if you feel.
I guess maybe if you're feeling kind of bad.
Just anytime, just take it.
All right, well, that one works.
Yeah. So the daily dose should not exceed 100 milligrams, though. Now, when it comes to vitamin C, this is a tricky one because that's the other thing. It's like, oh, you got to take your vitamin C. That'll keep the colds and flus away. Well, in the studies that they've, this is through an analysis of 29 studies, vitamin C was shown to reduce the duration and severity of symptoms only if you take it daily all the time.
Oh, you have to already be taking it?
So,
Well, I can't commit to that now.
Oh, no.
I can't do it. Yeah.
in other words, me drinking my orange juice every morning is what's keeping me strong.
Hey,
So I
there
never
you
get
go.
sick.
extra healthy.
Yeah, so there you go. But other than that, if you get sick and then you're like, well, I'm going to start taking Emergency or drinking orange juice or just whatever it may be, you can't just all of a sudden shoot vitamin C into your system and it's going to help you at all.
Well, that's big pharmacy talking right there.
Yeah.
And I don't agree
They
with
want you to
that.
take it every day.
That's
They're like,
it.
well, the only way it's going to work is if you use our product daily. No.
Big vitamin.
It's Tropicana talk.
Yeah. Like, well, if you drink orange juice every single day and you never don't have a gallon in your fridge, you will stay healthy.
Well, what's the last one? Vitamin D is like that's the trifecta there.
Yeah, vitamin D, it says a moderate reduction in upper respiratory tract infections if you supplement with vitamin D. But it says most of the vitamin D we need comes from the sun. But unless you live in a very, very sunny area,
You're not getting
not
enough.
going to get enough from the sun only. So if you want to maybe naturally get it, you can get it through fish, eggs, and fortified dairy products. And it says most people would benefit from vitamin D from taking a supplement.
So you mean like milk? Is that what you're saying? If
I
you
don't
take
know. Is that
milk every day?
fortified?
Vitamin D milk?
Actually,
Vitamin
they
D?
they definitely show that all over the milk
Yeah.
bottles,
Guys,
don't
all
they?
I know is if you're sick, you don't want to listen to anything we're saying.
No. Listen,
You do not want to.
my issue with this is it's pretty much saying that you need to take it regularly. But if you're one of those people that do like multivitamins or whatever and you take them every morning, that's perfectly fine and I support you. But I don't want you to tell me about it. I don't want you to be like, oh yeah, here are my multivitamins I take every single day. Worst kind of people. You can't show off your gummies in the morning. I'm taking Flintstone gummies too every day, but I don't have to show them off, all
Well,
right?
look then, if you're taking your gummies every morning,
Yep.
then you already are doing this daily.
Yeah, I'm doing it right, but I don't need to tell you guys. I'm taking vitamins every day.
Your health will.
Yeah, you can tell because I'm going to show up to work every single day.
He
I'm
never
gonna
misses a day.
I take my meds daily every morning, actually.
I still have a problem when all of our vitamins are coming in gummy form.
Yeah. Well, they're coated in sugar, so that'll make me take it every day, right? I'm taking the children's version, of course.
That's
or you can
it.
just drink orange juice.
No, that's
got
your
all
take.
the sugar's all natural.
There you go.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast. Make sure to check out The Riot weekday mornings from 6 to 9 Eastern on Radio U at RadioU.com.